of information across different BIM software providers. We've talked about digitalization tools to embrace the use of digital technologies in the built environment sector. But fundamentally, it's also important for the entire sector to embrace a culture of change. It's not just about using the software for submissions or using the software for the sake of using the software. The software, the digital tools really have to bring about organizational and cultural change. No amount of technological advancement can help if organizations are fundamentally not open to new way of doing things, or if you're not willing to upskill your workforce to develop new capabilities. So I hope that the built environment sector leaders, like all of you here, will demonstrate strong leadership in motivating and inspiring change within your own organizations. Thirdly, in terms of building greener, we have made green buildings a priority in Singapore to push for a more sustainable, low-carbon built environment sector. We've launched a Green Mark scheme in 2005, and as you can see from this chart, we've since greened about 40% of our buildings. It's come a long way since 2005. I think we've made some good progress, and we are working hard to meet our target of 80% green buildings by 2030. Not too far away, about slightly more than 10 years. And we will step up our efforts to achieve these targets. One major challenge in greening our buildings is the existing older building stock. These tend to have older air conditioning systems which are less energy efficient. So it results in a very common challenge you will find in Singapore, which is that our buildings are overcooled. And I'm sure many of you will have experienced this. For our visitors to Singapore, you will find that while Singapore is a tropical country, we often say that there are two seasons in Singapore. There is an aircon season and there is a non-aircon season. And because many of our buildings are cooled to a temperature where literally people end up wearing jackets in the buildings. It really makes no sense, right? And when we talk to the building owners, they sometimes tell us that the people within the building will complain that it's a little bit too warm, and because the chilling system is not efficient, right, they have to dial down the temperature so that the whole building can be cool enough for everyone. And some buildings will be literally have their thermostats dialed down to 18 degrees just to chill the entire building. It's really very inefficient. I think for our purposes today in this conference, they deliberately dialed up a little to make sure that we are really upholding the green ethos and walking the talk, and then they encourage all of us to dress down. I think that's a good practice that we should encourage other conferences to have. So BCA has been working with the industry to address some of these challenges. This is really a major challenge for us. Trying to make sure that our cooling systems across our entire building sector is more efficient, and we do not have to overuse energy in cooling our buildings. BCA has been working with the industry to address this, including facilitating arrangements for building owners to obtain financing to upgrade their cooling systems to more efficient systems or to use centralized cooling solutions. So we will continue to do more on this front and to explore more ways to encourage our existing buildings to go green. We also want to push the boundaries for the next generation of green buildings. Last year we launched the Super Low Energy Program, or SLE. Super low energy buildings are those that can achieve at least 60% energy efficiency over the 2005 benchmarks. So cooling systems will naturally be a big part of it, but there can be other ways through solar panels, other green solutions. And I'm happy to hear that this super low energy program has garnered strong industry support. source for and implement innovative super low energy technologies, we are now launching a SLE Building Smart Hub, which is a digital knowledge center for green buildings in the region. The Smart Hub is an open database of green building technologies supported by building energy data and analytic tools. So I will briefly highlight some of its key features. First, it will have a technology directory which will host a comprehensive library of available green technologies. This will be updated as tech companies register new products. So building owners can refer to an expanding list of possible green solutions and choose the ones that are best suited to their needs. Second, we have an online advisory function which can recommend a retrofitting plan customized to your building parameters. So you can input building information such as your building type, gross floor area, the air conditioning system type. Then the smart advisor will generate a short list of suitable upgrades that you can adopt to green your building. Thirdly, building owners and managers can also benchmark your building's energy performance against other similar buildings through the building dashboard and identify key areas for improvement. This is self-service. Maybe at some point in time we have to list all the buildings in Singapore and their energy usage so that we can make it all very transparent and people will know which is the one that is most efficient and which is the one that consumes the highest amount of energy. But we are not there yet. Right? So we have this available so that all building owners, consultants, contractors, developers can start to self-service, make full use of this tool to identify areas for improvement. And I encourage all of you to check it out. This Smart Hub is already available online. Finally, we are supporting the development of building technology solutions to push for more innovation in the built environment sector. For example, the government has set aside research funding of around $50 million to support the demonstration, deployment, and test bedding of promising green building innovations. So this is not for basic R&D, it's really for an innovative green solution that we will encourage building owners to demonstrate, test bed, and deploy in Singapore. So far, we have funded over 30 projects since the launch of this Green Building Innovations Program. One example is PSA, the Port of Singapore Authority. They are building a new terminal in Tuas, the western part of Singapore. And in one of their buildings, they are now deploying Building Integrated Photovoltaic, or BIPV. BIPV are vertical solar panels that replace the building's original facade cladding. So it's more than just a vertical solar panel, it actually replaces the building's cladding. This saves building materials and labor costs, and also reduces building life cycle costs through solar energy generation. In fact, it's an important technology for Singapore because we are, as we would like to say, alternative energy disadvantage. We have very few options for renewable energy in Singapore. The most promising option is solar power. But with solar power, you need a lot of land. And Singapore doesn't have the luxury of space. So we've been trying to find all the different options where we can deploy solar panels. And the one easy solution is rooftops, building rooftops. We've been looking at all the possible building rooftops to deploy solar panels. But even that is quite limited. But if there is technology to now deploy solar panels vertically, I think that is a potential game changer. Because if you look at buildings, there is naturally a lot more vertical space than there is horizontal space. So if we can start deploying more vertical solar panels, then we can ramp up the adoption of solar power in Singapore. So BIPV provide an alternative to buildings with limited rooftop space for conventional PVs. And it can also help balance energy generation and consumption, because BIPV and roof-mounted PVs, or horizontal PVs, tend to achieve peak power generation at different times of the day because the sun is at a different position at different times of the day. The good news for architects is that BIPVs also come in different colors. So aesthetically, you can do something with it. So architects have more design options. In fact, the colors you see on the screen are just not very colorful, but they are really just tentative colors. The final building may look very different depending on the final design. So to encourage more of such projects where the industry co-innovates with the research community, I'm very happy to announce that they've decided to enhance the Green Building Innovation Fund with a $20 million top-up. So I hope that more developers and researchers will come forward to make good use of this top-up and deploy test-bed, innovative new green solutions in your buildings. Earlier this year, we also launched the Built Environment Accelerator Program. This is to bring together inventors, startups, industry firms to fast-track the innovation process for new built environment solutions. So it's an accelerator program for startups or companies with new solutions to accelerate their solutions in the market. The response has been encouraging from both local and overseas collaborators. More than 10 teams from this cycle of the accelerator program will participate in tomorrow's demo day, which will feature interesting challenge statements as well as promising solutions. So how we do this is we get a company to issue a challenge statement. It could be a government agency, it could be a developer. They issue a challenge statement, and then we invite companies, startups, or companies that have interesting solutions to offer their solutions to meet this challenge statement. For example, one Singapore contractor, Straits Construction, called for a tracking and warning system to help improve worksite safety. So one of the tech startups, Tech Barnes, has answered this call and is now working with Straits Construction to develop an IoT-based solution. Through the use of sensors, long-range wireless communication, and Bluetooth, this IoT network will track and relay the positioning data of workers and the site's layout to a central monitoring system and flag out potential safety risks. So it's a simple, it's not a very complex solution, but it's one way in which companies in the built environment sector with existing problem statements can put out to the industry, and we can harness innovation, new ideas from the broader industry and get more solutions into the built environment sector. There are many more of such exciting innovations in our Built Environment Accelerator program. So I would like to invite everyone to visit the demo day tomorrow and experience firsthand the vibrancy of our Built Tech community. We are building up this Built Tech community. It's nothing like FinTech yet. Let's be honest, FinTech is much more well-developed and very vibrant. But I think there is potential for us to grow this space. Finally, to conclude, I think for too long a time, the built environment sector has been a laggard in productivity and technology adoption. Like I said, it's not unique to Singapore at all. You see this everywhere in the world. Our processes for building tend to be very fragmented, and the old ways of building have been entrenched for far too long. We've made some progress over the years, but we really need to double down our efforts to build better, smarter, and greener. And so in this regard, I hope that Singapore and this conference can offer a regular platform for firms, industry leaders, and users to come together, brainstorm, exchange perspectives and best practices, and generate new solutions. We look forward to continuing this partnership with all of you towards a more productive, sustainable, and innovative built environment sector. On that note, I thank all of you and wish you a very fruitful conference ahead. Thank you very much.